Well, the notion that being over 40 years old means you're over the hill is obsolete thinking in 2017. But exactly how does a woman over the age of 40 remain healthy and vibrant? Join us now for an exclusive interview with leading medical expert Dr. Christine Horner, and she offers her perspective on how to excel after 40. You're watching SCB TV, Channel 182 News. We would like to welcome Dr. Christine Horner to SCB TV, Channel 182 News. Now, Dr. Horner, the question of the hour, what is the biggest mistake that women over 40 years old are making pertaining to their health?
Well, the big problem is that when you're 40 years old, usually you're super busy. You've got your career going, you've got your family at the peak, and you're not thinking about your health. You think you're still invincible, like you were in your 20s and your 30s. And actually the 40s, beginning at that time, super important, all the things that you do to help to lower the risk of many different kinds of diseases that we know that are right in the future. So there's many things that you can do, simple things, if you're just kind of conscious about it, that can significantly lower your risk.
Wow. So now tell us this, many people think of weight gain the older we get, over 40 years old. So the notion that we'll be as thin possibly as we were at 25 probably isn't very realistic, but tell us, we don't have to become grossly obese, right?
No. So I mean, that is one of the things where people are just like, oh, I'm getting older, they just kind of accept that, you know, weight gain or the weight on the abdomen. But actually what they found is that even if you gain just a little bit of weight, it affects your health. I mean, it can increase your risk of diabetes and all sorts of different things. So you really don't want to accept that, and it's very possible to keep your weight down by making some simple changes. So taking those high-calorie coffee drinks, for instance, and switching them to the low-calorie coffee drinks, adding a little bit more exercise into your day, just, you know, brisk walking a couple of times a day can make a huge difference. And so just kind of, like I said, making some of that calorie exchange can make it real easy to keep your weight down.
So as you mentioned that many women over 40 years old are super busy. A lot of them have children, they have careers, if not one job, maybe more than one. They have partners, spouses out there. Now they're saying, Dr. Horner, I don't have a lot of time to put in exercise. I recently came across a new study that said if you're walking 10,000 steps a day, you can cut down on so much, but some of the ways perhaps we could do this is parking further in the parking lot away from our destination.
Yes, I mean, that's very simple. And actually the studies, I mean, I just almost had to laugh at how amazing our human body is, because, you know, there's things like if you jog for 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. There was a study that came out with that. There's a 48% reduction in cardiovascular disease.
Wow, now that's amazing.
Ridiculous, you know, so then sitting too much, so like if you sit more than 5 hours and even if you exercise, they found that it will increase your risk of various different diseases and shorten your lifespan. However, if you get up and just walk around for 2 minutes, an hour, it takes all those ill effects away. So it's incredibly simple to really make a big difference.
And you know, you're right, because if we walk for 2 minutes or even jog in place for 5 minutes, many times we're on the telephone talking to family or friends. We could do it while we're doing that, right? So we can save time.
That's exactly right. You can fit all that in. So speaking of that, like heart disease is actually the #1 killer of women.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we usually think about breast cancer, but actually heart disease kills 10 times more women than breast cancer does. And so just the things we're talking about can actually prevent heart disease, or even if you have it, it's been shown to be reversible. So cleaning up your diet, get rid of that standard American diet food that's all carbs and junk foods, and really favor these beautiful fruits and vegetables.
I love it.
Organic, because that's important to not get the pesticides and herbicides and everything, but eating as many plants as you possibly can, getting not only the aerobic exercise, but stress actually has a lot to do with heart disease and most other diseases. And so incorporating yoga or stretching exercises is great to do. And also I put the tennis ball there. I started playing tennis a couple years ago. Love it. But the other thing that's super important is to have lots of friends and to socialize, because it has a huge effect not only on our heart, but all of our disease incidences as well as our longevity. So incorporating all of that. And then there's some certain supplements that you can take that can make a big difference too. And one of the #1 ones is called omega-3 fatty acids. So we used to villainize fat, and there was this whole craze about doing, you know, low fat.
I remember.
And then they went to sugar, and everybody got fatter, and diabetes went up. But we actually need a lot of fat in our diet because our bodies, there's lots of things composed of fat. Our brains are coated in fat, our nerves are coated in fat, and our hormones are actually made out of fat. And so having a lot of fat in the diet is important, but it depends on what type. So there's bad types, the saturated animal fats, trans fats, but the omega-3 fatty acids are the healthiest form of fat and super important for everyone to take, and has many different ways that it specifically helps to protect your heart.
So, you know, some woman that's 43 years old is watching us right now in McDonough, Georgia, and she's saying, hey, I get it, but with the kids, baseball and basketball activities going on, I want to eat healthy, but fast food seems so convenient, Dr. Horner.
You know what? You can peel a banana in like 1 second, right?
I love that. That's right. No,
you can eat an apple without, you know, having to cook it. And, you know, I'm super simple. I'm single. I just boil water.
Okay.
Iced tea. It's so easy.
All right.
Yes.
And it's something to remember, though, too, you're right, that we make busy activities in our lives, but we can go to the grocery store perhaps on Sunday afternoon when we're watching our favorite television show. Maybe they're watching SCB TV 182 News, but they can watch it on the go and go get the fresh foods, right? So, and avoid those heavy processed foods that are quick. But I'm also finding that when you get to the point where you're hungry, right, you tend to eat everything in sight. And so planning is probably more helpful.
Yeah. It absolutely is.
To cut that weight off so we can finally get healthy. You mentioned something else I want to horn in on. You talked about stress. Now, many people will say a woman over 40 years old knows how stressful life can be, right? And some of those are just things that she can't avoid, dealing with the kids' activities, spouse or partners. But how can she really alleviate stress in her life?
Well, there's a number of what we call effective stress reducing techniques. So yoga is one of them, which is why I put that there. And then also meditation. So I practiced transcendental meditation for 20 years now, and there's huge research on it showing that it's the most effective form of stress reduction, basically. And Tai Chi, Qigong, those kinds of things. So all of these, the way that they work is that they kind of quiet and train your nervous system to not be so reactive. So you can have the same stresses that happen in your life, but then your body will not react as strongly as it would.
I see. And for some of those situations causing a lot of stress and anxiety, perhaps it's a bad relationship, bad dealing at a job, what would you suggest for that woman?
Well, I always think it's good to do a complete inventory of your life on a regular basis, and if you find that there's things that aren't working for you, then you actually have some control over it, then you can make decisions that can help to change it. And then, you know, there's other things that we have no control over. And again, these are things where, you know, those effective stress reducing techniques that you do every day are super important.
Certainly helpful. Now, before you leave us, that 49-year-old is saying, I want beautiful skin like Dr. Horner. How do I achieve that? What's the best tip?
That's all of this. But I also want to talk about menopause, you know, too, because that's another area where we really have, you know, people mismanaging it. And there's this phenomenon where puberty is starting early. You know, like 10 years old, versus around the world is 16 to 17. And if a girl starts her puberty early, there's actually studies showing that she can go through menopause early, like 30s or 40s. Now, I don't recommend running to your doctor and bringing hormone replacement therapy because it can increase your risk of breast cancer, heart disease, I mean, all sorts of things. So do it naturally. You know, you want to have a really healthy diet and lifestyle, but there's natural supplements and herbs that you can take that research shows really makes a difference. So maca here is from South America. Helps with energy, helps to balance hormones. Black cohosh is what the Native Americans used. Great studies on that. Flax seeds. Great as far as breast cancer protection and also very hormonally balancing. And then there's a really cool supplement that I just discovered recently that's from Sweden. The reason I brought the flowers is because it's made from daisy-looking flowers from Sweden, and it's been shown to work non-hormonally, so completely safe. They've studied it like they have a pharmaceutical medication with double-blinded placebo-controlled studies, and they found that it's extremely effective at helping with hot flashes, mood swings, sleep disturbances, night sweats, that kind of thing. And in fact, the studies are so amazing that there's 2,000 OBGYNs in this country that now you know, ask their patients to take it or recommend it to their patients. So these are safe, like I said. And when they did the studies on it, there was no side effects.
Wow. And so that will allow women to get through menopause as smooth as possible. And may we all maintain great health. What an honor to interview you here on SCB TV 182 News. Dr. Horner, we're going to have you back to continue how we can live great and excel past 40. You're watching an special exclusive health report. Hi there, viewers of SCB TV 182. I wanted to let you know if you enjoyed this exclusive health segment with Dr. Horner, stay tuned in because we're preparing for an upcoming health segment that's going to highlight all of the disease states you want to know more about. We're in your community. Thanks for watching.